What if I told you the car we saw wasn't even the real one? What if I told you that Ferrari, yes, Ferrari, just pulled off one of the boldest pre-season deceptions in recent Formula One history? Because that's exactly what's happening. And it's NOF26, Ferrari's 2026 Challenger, already turned heads in Barcelona. Over 400 laps, fastest overall time. Not a single major mechanical issue. On paper, it looked like the prancing horse had finally sharpened its hooves for a title fight. Charles Leclerc looked confident. Lewis Hamilton looked hungry and the paddock caught off guard. But behind the scenes at Maranello, something far wilder was being cooked up. See the car we all saw at the launch and at the Barcelona test. That was just the A-Spec, a decoy, a starting point, a reliable data-gathering machine, sure, but it was never Ferrari's final weapon. According to reports from Italy, while that version quietly hummed around Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, the real monster was being sculpted in silence. A B-Spec, sharper, wilder, faster. The version meant to finally take the fight to Red Bull and Mercedes. Not with dreams, but with design. This spec SF26 isn't just a tweak, it's a transformation. We're talking a completely reworked floor. No more double tie rods. Why? Because ditching them gives more downforce. More downforce means more grip. More grip means more speed. Then there's the side pods. The A-Spec had modest functional undercuts, but the B-Spec, Ferrari is dialing it up. Radical undercuts, aggressive airflow sculpting. Every millimeter designed to funnel precious air to the rear in the cleanest, most efficient way possible. This isn't just evolution, it's revolution, and Ferrari's betting everything on it. But here's the twist. This whole slow reveal wasn't some marketing trick, it was a survival strategy. Fred Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal, has made one thing crystal clear. We're not here to win testing. We're here to win the championship. And under the budget cap, Ferrari knows one wrong move could sink them. A miscalculated upgrade could waste millions. A risky aero concept could ruin a season before it even starts. So they played it safe. Reliable car first, data collection first, then strike. It's strategic, it's methodical, and it's so not the old Ferrari. In fact, this might be the biggest shift at Maranello in years, not just in car design, but in philosophy. For once, they're not being reactive. They're being patient, calculated, cold even. And part of that new thinking comes from a name that hasn't made enough headlines yet. Loic Serra. Yes, that Loic Serra, former Mercedes man, the architect of their past dominance, now quietly orchestrating Ferrari's rebirth as technical director. He's already left fingerprints on the SF26, a push-rod suspension at both ends, a design Serra knows well from Brackley. It's a fundamental shift in how Ferrari handles aero and mechanical grip, and it's just the beginning. But before they can unleash the B-Spec onto the track in Bahrain, there's one final hurdle, the FIA. These new 2026 regulations, they're some of the most open and complex FE1 has ever seen. That means grey areas, loopholes, risks, and Ferrari's new car is pushing those boundaries. They've been in constant talks with the FIA, double and triple, checking every millimeter of legality, because if they're wrong, if the FIA says no, the entire plan could collapse before it even starts. Still, the team remains confident. Approval could come within days. And if it does, the Bahrain test might not just be a shakedown, it might be a declaration of war. Then there's the weight. Ah, yes, the one detail no one's been talking about, but one that might win Ferrari a title, the SF26 A-Spec, just 770 kilos. That's only 2 kilos above the minimum allowed weight. That's shocking. Other teams, rumors say some are over by 10, even 15 kilos. In F1 terms, that's like racing with a passenger. And it means Ferrari can now use ballast not just to meet weight rules, but to perfect the car's balance corner to corner. That might sound small, But in a season defined by margins, this is huge. And let's not forget the firepower behind the wheel. Charles, the Monegasque Maestro, with a point to prove. This is his team, his chance, his legacy, and now he has a car to match his speed. And Lewis Hamilton, don't let that smile fool you. He's not here for a farewell tour. He's here to do what no one
The team has
thought
worked
possible.
hard and the car is in
Win a
top
world
shape.
title in red.
We're ready to compete.
Together, they might be the most dangerous driver duo on the grid. Fierce competitors, yet bound by one shared hunger, redemption. The question now is what happens next. Because the A-Spec was just the preview, a taste, a whisper, and the B-Spec. That might just be the roar that shakes the paddock to its core. So now picture this. The lights go green in Bahrain. But it's not just about track position anymore. It's about revelation. That moment when Ferrari finally peels the cover off its true weapon, the B-Spec SF26. Not the one we saw quietly dominate Barcelona. Not the one built to collect data like a polite student. No, this is the one built to fight. Back in Maranello, the team isn't just making changes. They're preparing a full metamorphosis. The upgraded floor, more intricate than anything they've ever designed. Aerodynamics sharpened like a blade. The old double tie rods gone, replaced by a system designed to generate massive downforce right where it matters, underneath the car. Why? Because in 2026, the floor is king. Every other surface on these new generation cars plays a role, sure, but the real speed comes from down below. Ferrari knows this. That's why they've pushed the limit there more than anywhere else. If the FIA gives it the green light, this new floor won't just help Ferrari catch up. It could help them leap ahead. And it doesn't stop there. The revised side pods, with their radical undercuts, are all about air management. Ferrari wants that clean air flowing straight to the rear wing and diffuser. That means more stability, more rear grip. More confidence for the drivers when they throw the car into a high-speed corner and hope it sticks. But let's not get carried away because this is Ferrari. The name alone brings pressure, expectation, memory. For years, fans, the TOC, have watched them get close and fall short. 2017, 2018, even glimpses in 2022. Hope then heartbreak, that's the Ferrari cycle. But maybe, just maybe, 2026 is different. Why? Because this time it's not just the car, it's the culture. Fred Vasseur has been clear from day one. Ferrari needs to build, not just react. No more throwing updates at the car mid-season in panic. No more flashy upgrades that work once and fail forever after. This year, every decision has been planned, every risk calculated. Even now, Ferrari isn't screaming about their success in Barcelona. They're whispering, waiting, watching, because they know the real fight hasn't even started yet. And that brings us to the wild card in all of this timing. The Bahrain test is just around the corner. If Ferrari can get final FIA approval, the B-Spec car will hit the track there. And when it does, we'll finally see the true intentions of the prancing horse. But it's high risk, high reward. If the car works, if the B-Spec delivers the performance jump it promises, Ferrari could start the season ahead of schedule, ahead of Red Bull, ahead of Mercedes. But if something goes wrong, if the car is unstable or illegal or unreliable, then all of Maranello will feel the weight of that gamble. And there's something else simmering beneath all this driver pressure. Leclerc and Hamilton aren't just teammates, they're rivals. Leclerc wants to be the next great Ferrari champion. He's grown up in red, bled for it. His loyalty has never wavered, even when the team let him down. But he knows this is his moment. If he doesn't step up now with a car that can finally fight, will he ever? Hamilton, on the other hand, is on a mission. He didn't leave Mercedes to retire quietly. He came to prove a point. That greatness isn't tied to a team. It's tied to the driver. And if he wins in red, that's legacy defining. Their battle will be electric. Every qualifying session, every pit call, every post-race handshake loaded with tension. And for Ferrari, that's exactly what they need. Two hungry lions in one garage pushing each other, forcing the team to be sharper, faster, better. Still, even with the drivers, the design, and the data, there's one more X factor: belief. Because Ferrari hasn't truly believed in itself for years. Not since the days of Schumacher, not since Top Braw and Byrne ran the show like a whirlwind. But this car, this B-Spec SF26, might just change that. It's not perfect, it's not guaranteed. But for the first time in a long time, the whispers coming out of Maranello aren't about panic, they're about potential. Now the question is, when the lights go out in Bahrain, will the rest of the grid realize too late what Ferrari's been hiding? Will Red Bull regret laughing off the A-Spec's speed? Will Mercedes, now without Hamilton, realize they let their best weapon walk out the door and into a title contender? The stage is set. The car is coming. The clock is ticking. So, what do you think? Is this finally the year Ferrari flips the script? Or will history repeat itself again? One heartbreak at a time. Let us know in the comments. Because whatever happens next, we promise you this story is just beginning.